Jason says what's always mattered most to this family is family.
They made very clear when we were doing things like planning out the year ahead or going through the diary or anything like that, is they had to have time to be parents first.
It was Jason's job to help the prince and princess find the difficult balance between their public duties and private family life. Royal births were always a challenge.
Alice is the red-hot favourite at 6-4. Charlotte's odds have been cut in half.
With the rest of the world watching and waiting.
You know, you have hundreds and hundreds of journalists and photographers from all over the world that arrive in London, camping outside, trying to get their spot. Well, meanwhile, behind the scenes, you have, you know, a very pregnant member of the royal family and her husband who are trying to get their lives organized for the arrival of a different child.
Back in 2015, so close was Jason to the royal couple, they told him, even before they told their families, the happy news: Princess Charlotte had arrived. He was given a note with the details everyone wanted to know, including the gender. But then there was a slip-up.
We weren't going to announce it for another couple hours, and I had this piece of paper to go write this press release. I'm still out there with the hundreds of journalists trying to have a game face. And then I couldn't find the piece of paper. And I think I had dropped it somewhere on the street, which we managed to get through and not announce it. But somewhere on that street the entire time was a piece of paper that said there had been a little princess born, and what time and how much she weighed. It was one of those things that like heartbeat until we got to the announcement and I got through it.
Did you find it?
Almost was, no, I never found it. And neither did any of the media though, so that's all that really mattered.
I think one of the really likeable things about William is that he's a bit daggy dad. Do you think that will change?
No, I mean, he's made it clear from, you know, the moment he had Prince George, his first child, that family was always going to come first.
How do you think his dad role will change?
It really depends on how old the children are.
Roya Nicker is the royal editor at the Sunday Times newspaper.
Are they still children and need a hands-on father?
She says their children were the reason William and Kate decided to move from Kensington Palace in London to a smaller family home less than an hour away on the Windsor Castle estate.
Adelaide Cottage, where they live, is a 5-bedroom house. There are no spare rooms, there's no live-in nanny, there's no live-in housekeeper. It's really just them as a core family unit.
Here in the countryside, the Prince and Princess of Wales and their children have been able to enjoy the most normal kind of life they could ever hope to have. It's something they'll be desperately trying to protect when Mum and Dad become King and Queen.
I don't see a time where they move permanently back into London. Their private office will be, you know, in London. You don't need to move back in to keep, you know, to keep the flow of monarchy going.
I have 3 young kids similar age to William and Kate. It's chaos.
But I think, you know, I think they feel they're slightly coming, you know, out of the woods.
Out of the bubble?
Of course, the pressures on William and Catherine when they're king and queen will be bigger. But I still don't think that the institution for William and Kate will come before family.
Is this filming?
Hello? Hello?
I think the biggest thing, probably the thing we talked about most, especially in those early years, was how he and the princess were going to prepare their children for life in the public eye. His childhood in front of the media was quite difficult at times, and he knew that he was going to be raising his kids to deal with social media and mobile phones and all of that stuff.
So we'd see public William, but you'd see worried Dad.
But yeah, I definitely saw the worried Mum and Dad behind the scenes, but a lot less in recent years, which has been fantastic for them as a family.
The children will also have huge roles to play when it comes to putting Britain's best foot forward on the world stage, once their dad is head of state.
Whoa, what a nice group. Good man.
And the royal charm is something William has already mastered.
We've just seen him in Paris with Donald Trump, the first, you know, senior British figure to meet him after his re-election. He met him before Keir Starmer, our Prime Minister. There's a reason for that. That's the soft power diplomacy of our monarchy.
Clearly, royal diplomacy works. Who could forget the adorable images of 2-year-old Prince George meeting the Obamas in 2016?
It was slightly before his bedtime. They're like, well, it'd be nice to have this memory of him saying hello to this historic president.
They're real pinch-me moments, aren't they, for you?
Yes, but it's kind of afterwards you have to pinch me, because if you're pinching yourself while you're seeing it, you can't do your job. But yeah, afterwards, we walked out into the courtyard at Kensington Palace, and the Beast, the presidential limousine, is there, and George looking at this thing like has never seen anything like it. And, you know, that's when you could be a little bit more like, this is a weird job. It's a really strange job to have.
The job was doubly demanding for Jason because he didn't just work for the heir, but also the spare. After the break, could William and Harry's broken brotherly bond ever be rebuilt? Do you think Harry's role in the royal family could change once his brother is king?